Hi everyone, this Rivet BIM for Landscape Architecture and Design is brought to you by the the Technological and Higher Education Institute of Hong Kong. And this class is part of the Faculty of Design Environment. Hi everyone, today we will be talking about how to make a length parameter in a Revit family. So just if you don't know what a length parameter is the ability to make objects essentially larger and smaller based on the dimension that you put in. It's kind of like an active block if you've ever used AutoCAD. So when you select, for example, with this bench, when you select this bench, I can actually change the length from 2.4 meters to, say, 5 meters. And it will automatically adjust and report its length and all its data. So let's get started on how to make this bench. So the first thing you want to, let's delete this. The first thing you want to do is you want to go to File, New Family, and let's start out by making a generic model. Over here. All right. So the first thing you want to do is you want to check your units to see if your units match up. So go to Manage, Project Units, and then change it to millimeters. Click OK. Click OK. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you want to create the top of the bench and the bottom of the bench. So go to Create, Extrusion. Let's make this bench, say, any length, maybe 2.6 meters by 500, like this. And then let's center it. Center it. All right, so we've got one extrusion, and let's draw the base of it. So let's do extrusion again. After you've clicked and created this one, let's create another one. Let's overlap the previous rectangle, and let's offset it in from this to create a consistent size. So when you offset, make sure copy is turned off. Make sure it's not checked. And let's make it, say, 60 mm. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's all consistent. Click OK. So how do you make it adjustable? How do you make it so that when you move it left and right, it'll change the size? What you want to do is you want to create reference planes, and you want to lock those geometries to reference planes. So go to Create, Reference Plane over here, and you want to draw one to this edge, and you want to make sure you lock it. You want to draw one to this edge, and again lock it. Draw one to this edge, lock it, and finally draw one to this interior edge and lock it. So essentially you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 reference planes that are actually locked to the geometry. So what locking to the geometry does is when you move this reference plane, it'll actually change the size of the shape of the object. So let's take a look at what this looks like in 3D. Well, when you change it to 3D, let's take a look. Oops, sorry, wrong one. You can see that this guy changes with the reference plane. So as you can see that as the reference planes move, the geometry actually changes. So let's go Control-Z to bring it back. All right, so if you want to create a consistent length between the outer edge and the inner edge, you want to create a dimension string and lock it. So let's go here, go to Aligned Dimensions under Modify, go 1, 2, and then lock, like that. And then do it again under the aligned dimensions, aligned 1, 2, and then lock. So now when you change this outer reference plane, or even if you change the inner reference plane, they all move together and keep that relationship of 60 mm. All right, Control Z, get back to normal. All right, so let's create a length parameter. So when we bring this into Revit, it'll be adjustable. So the first thing you want to do is draw the aligned dimension for the overall, like this. So now you have an overall length for this bench. And then you want to go to the Family Types tab over here. Click it, Family Types, and this Family Types window will appear. So the next step is you actually want to go to New Parameter down here. Click it, and let's call this Length. Let's change it to Instance, and then click OK. And then you'll see you have a new length parameter in here. Click Apply, and click OK. And the next step is you actually need to apply that parameter to this dimension string here. So let's select this dimension, and in the type properties, you want to scroll down to Label, and then go to Length. And now your dimensions should say length equals 2.6 meters. All right, so the last thing you want to do is you want to save this bench. Oh, wait, no. Actually, we want to check the overall elevations to see if this actually looks like a bench. So let's go to the front. Let's design this up a little bit. So it looks something like this, like a little bit of a mushroom. Once you've aligned it to this line below, you can lock it here. So then now they move together like that. And now you've got something resembling a simple park bench. So then you want to load it. To load it and save. Park bench. Save it. And then you want to load it into your project. And now, in a plan view over here, make sure you're in a plan view, you can adjust the length like so. If you want to adjust it in a 3D view, you simply go to the 3D, and you can see it like so. The one thing though is when you're in a 3D view, you don't really have the control toggles, so you need to actually change it in the type parameters over here. So here you can do the same thing. Change it to 5,000. And that's it. Pretty simple.